Right now, tucked behind the Himalayas sits a massive consumer market: Nepal, Bhutan, and the Seven Sisters region. But these regions are completely landlocked, their heavy machinery and exports physically trapped by shipping costs. Just south, Bangladesh offers the only direct ocean corridor. A geographic toll booth like this should be swarming with global shipping traffic, yet major international cargo routes regularly bypass it. The reason comes down to chronic delays and severe inefficiencies that make dropping anchor here a logistical liability. When developing nations try to fix their logistics, they often make the same mistake. They take their infrastructure budget and scatter it across the entire country. This dilutes the capital so much that no single area actually reaches global standards. Compare that to Singapore or Dubai. They achieve economic dominance by doing the exact opposite, condensing their infrastructure spending into a single, hyper-efficient logistical hub. This is the Golden Coast blueprint, abandoning scattered development to focus exclusively on upgrading 3 coastal points into a single network: Chittagong, Matarbari, and Khulna. Turning this triad into a global transit hub requires a total synchronization of infrastructure. The coast functions as a large-scale operating system, one that requires an overhaul of both its physical hardware and its administrative software. The first hardware problem is physical depth, known in shipping as draft. Right now, the coastal waters near the main ports are so shallow that massive international cargo ships, called mother vessels, simply cannot clear the seafloor to dock. The solution is aggressive coastal terraforming. By constructing the bay terminal and dredging the new Matarbari deep sea port, the coastline is physically altered to finally welcome these massive ships directly. But getting a ship to the dock is only half the battle. If a vessel takes 5 days to unload instead of 1, the port's global ranking tanks. This turnaround time dictates where shipping companies choose to go. To cut those days down to hours, the yards must replace outdated, slow-moving equipment with fleets of high-speed key gantry cranes capable of plucking containers off ships in a fraction of the time. Once those boxes hit the ground, they must be immediately pushed into vast inland container depots and loaded on dedicated high-speed freight rail lines. Those rail lines complete the physical loop. They push the cargo straight north, crossing borders to finally supply those locked-in markets in Nepal, Bhutan, and Northeast India. Still, billions spent on deep-sea dredging and green steel cranes are wasted if a container gets off the train only to sit in a warehouse for a week waiting for a signature. This brings us to the software bugs. The biggest threats to efficiency are heavy red tape, mountains of paper forms, and entrenched cultures of bribery. The first administrative patch is total digitization. By implementing a national single window system, traders can clear customs, pay tariffs, and secure approvals entirely online, eliminating the physical paper trail. The second patch targets daily operations. Under a landlord port model, the government owns the land, but hands the actual day-to-day management over to elite international operators to guarantee global standards of speed. But even a fully digitized, privately operated port has a critical vulnerability. Global shipping conglomerates won't risk billions of dollars in a new hub if the human leadership overseeing the system lacks strict ethical boundaries. To bridge this gap, the blueprint integrates highly educated religious scholars, the ulema, into administrative monitoring roles. Because technology alone cannot stop a dishonest official, these scholars provide a moral firewall. Their commitment to divine accountability is meant to secure the public treasury against the bribery that digital codes can't prevent. When you combine a paperless customs network with a leadership that views corruption as a moral failure, you create a zero-risk environment for international trade. Up to now, Bangladesh's economic engine has relied heavily on manufacturing and exporting its own internal goods, primarily garments. The Golden Coast Plan replaces current delays with direct access. Fully loaded mother vessels dock at Matarbari without waiting for high tide or expensive transshipment. Once offloaded, that cargo clears digital customs in a matter of hours, overseen by a transparent administration that refuses to tolerate a single bottleneck. This shift positions Bangladesh as a regional landlord. The economy gains a massive new revenue stream. collecting transit fees on every container moving toward those locked-in markets in the north. A nation doesn't climb the global economic ladder just by buying massive cranes. It gets there by taking perfect geography and securing it with uncompromising administrative integrity.